What's up, everybody? Jack Farr here on behalf of Box to Box Football. I'm joined by a pretty ticked off and depressed James Macanjola right now. We've just finished the Thursday night second legs of the Europa League semi-finals. Roma with a 3-2 win over Manchester United. Go on the lads. Obviously, it does not matter because in the end, it ended up being what did it end up being like?
7-2,
8-5, I think was the final score overall. So not like winning the home leg mattered a great deal. Obviously, nobody was expecting Roma to make the comeback, which is why I'm not. Roma's season ended, as far as I'm concerned, last Thursday. Obviously, the big talking point: if Arsenal win this football game against Villarreal 1-0, Arsenal go through. James, I'm just going to kind of give my quick takes straight away. I'll take probably about a minute and then I'll just let you kind of go, all right? So I look at the starting lineup and I see Bernd Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Pablo Mari, Tierney, Partey, Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Pepe, Aubameyang, and I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I think for an all-English final, I was thinking, hey, Arsenal are at least going to score one with that lineup. I mean, the least they can do is score one and ask Villarreal to respond, but they don't do that. So I looked at the attacking lineup and I thought, hey, like they're going to definitely score. And then obviously they'll ask Villarreal to score. And then obviously the onus then becomes on Arsenal to just outscore the other team, or maybe they take it to extra time. Who knows what's going to happen. But not doing that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. I mean, looking at the stat line, 14 shots, 2 on target. Unacceptable in terms of a conversion rate. I think that I don't know if we agree much on this, but I still maintain Arsenal in terms of squad quality are lingering around on their best day 7th, but anywhere as low as 9th in the Premier League in terms of squad quality and squad depth. But in a European semi-final, second leg, to get to the final, to play one of your biggest rivals, to have a chance at making Champions League football after an absolutely abysmal season, one of the worst in Arsenal's contemporary history, to not even score a goal, to get Villarreal to then have to respond is unacceptable. I have no sympathy for the players. Mikel Arteta, I liked the idea of the project, and I've always been questionable of who the replacement would be, because you can't just make a change for the sake of the change. But it's getting to a stage now where what other cards do Arsenal now have to play? Like what does Arsenal have as plan F now that's coming in after all these first plans? I think Arteta's got to be sacked in the morning, and there needs to be a total shift at the club. I've said my bit. I know that you're the one who this is hurting a bit more. So what did you think of the game, James?
I wouldn't say it hurts, because I think in the last 15 years, I've seen so much disappointment. This isn't new to me,
right?
But if I'm being honest, we've hit the lowest of lows to the point of view of when you lose, there is a little bit of a thing inside you, be like, okay, we'll come back next season. I'm not even looking forward to next season now, Jack.
I don't blame you.
I don't have hope for this football team at all. Because at least in other years, maybe we can come back and get into Europa League and try and win again. And we have players here or there that like deserve to be in the team. Jack, I'm sorry, but we're just not good enough.
No.
We are not good enough as a team, as a manager, and as a club.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let me give you a few comparisons right now. In 2006, Arsenal played Villarreal in a Champions League semi-final and won. Yeah? Fast forward to 2021. We are playing Villarreal in a semi-final over not a Champions League, a Europa League. That's not good enough.
No.
How could you go from Champions League finalists, obviously we won the semi-final, to now being knocked out in the semi-final by the same team who are nowhere near, who have been relegated during that time.
Right.
And they're knocking you out over... For us to even be playing in the Europa League year in and year out now, it's
embarrassing. Yeah, I agree.
Everything about it is like, it's embarrassing. I can get onto the players, but let's look at this. We sacked Unai Emery. Yeah, I laughed and a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him out. I wanted him out. because I didn't feel like he was a manager that was going to take us to that level. We brought in Mikel Arteta. The reason why Arteta got the job in the first place is because he's Pep Guardiola's assistant. So he's learned under Pep Guardiola.
Protege,
what people don't seem to understand is that when Pep Guardiola took over at Barcelona, he only had Xavi. Yeah, Xavi came off for Euros. Iniesta came off Euros. Puyol, Pique. Like these guys came off. These guys came off big Euro wins, and then he had a decent player called Lionel Messi, who everyone could see was going to be the best player in the freaking world.
Right.
Arteta takes over, and who does he have? Who? Pepe, Smith Rowe, William. Like, come on. Like, it's to me, to be honest, it's embarrassing. And the worst thing that possibly could have happened to Arsenal was winning the FA Cup last season, because they paper over serious cracks in this football club. Danny Ceballos, if he's not good enough for Real Madrid, he's definitely not good enough for Arsenal. No. He's not at that level. He should be playing for Real Betis or something like that. You know, we brought in a manager in the toughest period of our club. This is the toughest it's ever been for us. Yeah. We're not at the Arsene Wenger era where like we're getting top fours, or even back then when we were winning and challenging for Champions Leagues. So
just quick. This was something that I've been wanting to say for a bit now. Arsenal without Europe, you'd go, oh, hey, now they can focus on the Premier League. That's a guaranteed top four. Hey, maybe a title push. But we're now in an era of Arsenal over the past 5, maybe 10 years or so, where it's like them not being in Europe, I'm still not backing them to make top four. To me, a good year for them next year without European commitment is going to be like 6th. I would go, okay, Arsenal have had a really good year by finishing 6th. And that tells you how the mighty have fallen at that football club. So, James, let me ask you quick. What's the best, what news could you wake up to tomorrow? Anything from change of owners, players being sold, managers being sacked, anything you like. What news could you wake up to tomorrow that would give you hope for the future?
The biggest news is Stan Kroenke selling the football club.
That
would be the best thing possible. You know, like, if you're an owner, and especially an owner of a sports team, for you to get revenue, for you to get all this money, the one thing that you need is to have a great team. You get all this revenue from winning, because why? Fans want to watch your team and sponsors want to have your team. We're not winning. We are going backwards now, and Stan Kroenke needs to stand up.
Right.
Someone needs to stand up and show us a bit of light, because Jack, there is zero light with Arsenal right now. Zero light. Right? We have a manager on work experience. Let's be honest. Like, he's learning on the job, because this is not Barcelona when they're at the highest. Right. You know, we're like, they had a Champions League. Barcelona won the Champions League 2 years before that.
It's his first professional manager job. You know,
we brought in him at this time.
Right.
We could have got Carlo Ancelotti, someone who understood what it's like what it's like to take charge of a team. We brought in him, and it's just not good enough.
It's not.
You know, we signed Willian at the start of the season. I'm like, this guy, bro, by the time his contract finishes, he'd be like 38.
Yeah, I know. He's dead. That was a terrible. At the time, I didn't mind it from a standpoint of, it's free. Maybe he'll be a squad player, but you're bringing him on to try and change the game.
Listen. Even like for me, even the substitutions were terrible. Aubameyang just hit the post, yeah,
and he comes off.
He's our most prolific scorer. Why are we taking him off? If you want to bring on Lacazette, take someone else off. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe take off a Pepe. We need our goal scorers on the pitch. We then put on William, who hasn't scored all season. Get that right. We bring on Eddie Nketiah. For what reason? He comes on and commits a foul.
And also the William thing too. Like, people talk about the assists, and it's like, well, he's like one of the top assist guys. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Is that double digits? Is that 15? It's like, no. It's like mid, like, single digit numbers for assists. Here's the thing that scares me, James. I just want you to speak to this, and then I think we'll finish up here. You know, we don't want to create too much kind of negative energy here. But the thing that worries me, without European football, the revenue, you know, you're going to lose some revenue there. without European football, so you can't pay players. Without the European football, or even the chance of European football in future seasons, how are you going to attract the better players? I don't think it's too much of a crazy thing to mention that Arsenal could be in a relegation battle in the next 5 years if it keeps going the way it's going to go. There needs to be drastic changes at this football club, because the way it's going, this team are going to be a mid-table relegation battling team. Like James, who are you more optimistic about for the future? Aston Villa, Leeds United, or Arsenal? Because I know what my order would be there for those three.
Listen, by a few.
Come on.
Like, by a few young players, I'm like, the optimism is completely zero.
Right.
Like, what? Like, generally, what? We're going to compete in a league next season where Man City are miles ahead. Liverpool are going to get Van Dijk back. Chelsea are doing what they're doing right now. Manchester United, freaking Everton. Are we like, let's
they'll all spend money. They'll all spend money too.
You know what it is? Listen, I said this last time. I despise Chelsea. Yeah, I despise Chelsea's fans. Yeah, and like them talking and all that sort of stuff. But I love their football club and the way it's run, because the fact of the matter is they want to win and be successful. Roman Abramovich does not care about anything but having Chelsea be successful. And the fact of the matter is that they have, right? Get this right. If you told Chelsea fans after the loss against Leicester that you would be in an FA Cup final and a Champions League final in the next few months, they would laugh at you. But it shows you that the people upstairs know what they're doing and they want instant success no matter what. I'm not a fan of this rebuilding and all this. No. Arsenal, how can Arsenal rebuild anymore?
Right.
We haven't won the league in nearly 20 years.
But I feel like that's an easy cop out for pundits. Like, how many teams are in a rebuild, really? Like, it's not happening all that often, let's be clear.
And also, how long does a rebuild take? So you want to wait another 5 years of, come on, this is just like, I don't know.
I think to kind of close out here, I think there needs to be, and it's similar with, I think, a club like Tottenham as well. There needs to be a top to bottom cultural input back there. And what I think about is that the struggles of a team like Manchester United, right? They were kind of languishing and it wasn't so hot. And what they did, they totally changed their recruitment policy. They brought in a manager that kind of knows the club and all this stuff. And don't give me this Arsenal Arteta legend thing. Like, when I picture Mikel Arteta in my head, he's wearing an Everton shirt with Umbro and the thing.
But Jack, you were Mikel Arteta is great for Arsenal. I remember you were tweeting about, after the Tottenham game, look what Arteta does. I don't want to hear nothing from Arsenal fans. Like, right. Where do you go with him now?
He's got to go. He's got to go. And I'll tell you why. If Arsenal go out, right, but they put up a fight and there's something there, then I go, hey, great, cool, nice. They didn't score a goal at home against Villarreal in their most important game of the season.
Yeah. Do you think that could happen under Arsene Wenger?
No.
Yeah, we probably would have. Bro, but we did not. I could not tell you throughout the whole game that we had a sustained 15-minute spurt of constant pressure. It was a 2-minute spurt, a chance here and there, and that's all. Villarreal were comfortable from start to finish. That first half display was diabolical. Yes,
it was. I agree. And the problem is as well, James, they had more shots on target.
Listen, they could have. The whole setup was
like. Here's the thing. Mikel Arteta, for me, in future, a good manager, sure. And when Arsenal fans were initially like, oh, we're not so sure now, maybe it's Arteta out, I was always the guy to go, you know what, I think this guy will eventually come good, because I saw stuff in the game and I saw results and I saw, little openings of, maybe this is, maybe there's that positive. I'm not seeing any of that reason for optimism anymore. And for me, you got to rip the Band-Aid off and you got to bring somebody in who's going to be able to do the job properly.
But Jack, if we're being honest right now, in the state of this football club, what great manager wants to come into Arsenal right now?
This is the thing. That's why I think you have to take a risk, James. I think you have to. Arsene Wenger, Monaco. You brought him in from Japan. I'm not saying you're going to get another Arsene Wenger from some Asian country like Japan, but I'm saying I think Arsenal's next big thing has to be a risk on a guy and just go, hey,
Jack, we just risked everything on Mikel Arteta.
I
But Jack, let's be truthfully honest. Mikel Arteta's not going nowhere. He isn't going anywhere.
do you not think?
No. The way the board is, everything is comfortable. Everything is too comfortable. He isn't going anywhere. Like, let's be truthfully honest here.
But you're gonna be 10th in November with no European football and no optimism for getting better, and you're gonna fire him then? Do you see what I mean? Like where like and I know you're not the one making the decision. I know it's the board, but like that doesn't make sense to me. If you've got the support there and you've seen, you've got the metrics and the measurables to go, actually he's doing a good job. We like where the squad's going.
Jack, so many different things have gone wrong.
Right.
Pepe, good player, but he's not worth 72 million.
No.
Whoever made the decision in the first place to sign Pepe for 72 million, I know he's already sacked, but he should hire him again and sack him again.
Right.
From that. Whoever decided to bring in Willian, not good enough.
No, I agree.
I could reel on players after players after players. And to be fair, Pepe done well today, but we could have got a Riyad Mahrez or a Wilfred Zaha, someone of a high caliber, of a high level. There was a chance during Arsene Wenger's time when instead of Granit Xhaka, we had a chance to sign N'Golo Kante. We didn't take it. So many bad decisions throughout the years has brought us to this point here where we are going nowhere.
So for you, a trickle down change is what's got to happen. New ownership, and then from that, everything will fall into place.
We need people who care about this club. We need people who want to see this club challenge. Jack, Arsenal have not won the league in nearly 20 years.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I wasn't a proper Arsenal fan when Arsenal last won the league.
Right.
I've only seen us lift FA Cups. I want to see us win more. For Arsenal not to win the Champions League, to me, it's the biggest travesty ever. Yeah. Arsenal's name not to be on that list of great teams who have won the Champions League. It's horrible as it is, but we are miles off that. We're not even close to even thinking about Champions League right now. We can't even compete in our own league.
How many guys need to be shipped off? What's the squad turnover got to be?
Everybody.
Yeah, apart from a handful of names, Saka, maybe Smith Rowe, Tierney, Partey, a couple of guys like this, I think everybody in that squad is replaceable. I really do. You want to end it there? You done?
I'm done, Jack.
Okay. Guys, brutal. If you're an Arsenal fan, not an easy game to watch. Trust me, I'm a Roma fan, but I think once Edison Cavani scored, I thought, well, I know what game I'm going to be watching. So I stuck on the Arsenal Villarreal game. And honestly, if I was a fan of Arsenal and hey, I was rooting for them. If I'm not rooting for my team, I'm rooting for English football. I wanted an all-English Champions League, all-English Europa League final, and to see that display from Arsenal was shocking. So I can't imagine being a fan of the team and going from there. You've heard what James has to say. You've heard what I've had to say. Some strong words, I think, on both sides. Highly critical of Arsenal, and obviously the future is not looking bright. What do you think needs to be changed? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like on the video as well. And until next time, we'll see you.